Come on now. You already know what this is. First things first, God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the one man and the only man that can check you into the Heartbreak Hotel. And that's the Heartbreak Person himself. Man, look, hey, SummerSlam, night one. Not bad. I told y'all yesterday, how I felt about night one. Now, night two, hey, I'm a little more excited for. But let's go ahead and break it down and let's go ahead and talk about the first match of the night because this was actually the first. This was actually probably one of the better matches of the night. Honestly, the OTC and Jey Uso going up against Bronson Reed and freaking Braun Breaker. Man, this was actually a real banger. Loved everything about this. Honestly, I really thought Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were going to get this W, but they did not. Hey, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso pulled it off. I mean, honestly, with Roman Reigns taking the spear from Braun Breaker for Jey Uso to hit the spear and then the frog splash, hey, that was good. Solid. Honestly, I loved it. Thought it was good. Great way to start the show. Got the crowd into it. Got me into it. And honestly, after that, that's, when something's all right. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, no, a great show, great start to the show. You can tell the OTC say, "Look, I need to get in and get out." In other words, I need to get in where I fit
Where I
in,
fit in.
and then I'm out. But yeah, he kicked off the show, and I mean, like I said, a good match to start SummerSlam for the night one card, and it delivered in every way you would expect when you're talking about having Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, and then Bronson Reed. Of course, Paul Heyman. So I don't have too many complaints there about this match. Love to see the work between Roman and Jey. Like you said, Roman taking the daggone spear from Bronson Reed, or excuse me, Braun Breaker, to save Jey, and Jey actually being the one that gets the pin for the win for the team. It wasn't the tribal chief himself; it was actually Jey, which is good. Good thing there. Just give him that extra push or whatever you want to say. So yeah, no, great match. Very physical as you would expect between them. And I actually do like seeing Roman and Braun Breaker, them two going at it.
Yeah.
And both of them had the finisher with the spear, and it's one of those interesting things of like, who's the real deal between the two of them, because we hype up Braun Breaker's spear, the 22 mile an hour, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's the neck twisted and turning and all that stuff. But no, great match. I could see something in the future between a Roman Reigns and a Braun Breaker, which would be really good. So yeah, good match to start the show.
Yeah, man. I really think it seemed like Roman, man. I've been kind of feeling this way, man. I feel like Roman is just really turning to it's going to like the OTC, but shades of the big dog.
Dog.
We're seeing the big dog 2.0 and the OTC into one. This is what they wanted, and this is what we got, man. I love it with it, man.
And I also think him being away from the ring, kind of adds to that. Like when you do see him, it's exciting to see him. Which like there was a time that you probably wouldn't have thought you'd ever have said that, but it really is one of those things where absence makes the heart grow fonder. And something else too, a little tidbit in there that I did like to see was Bronson Tsunami Reed coming to the ring with the J's that he took off of Roman's feet. I thought that was a little diabolical that this man wore his shoes out around his neck. And then I looked at Paul Heyman had him on at one point.
Yeah. The shoe will follow.
I say, look at him carrying that over. That's hilarious. The shoe will follow. But yeah, that's pretty good to see they continued that little story that happened when he took his shoes off. It was crazy watching him de-shoe Roman Reigns. I just made up a word. That's right. De-shoe Roman Reigns. I'm like, why are we taking this man's shoes? Like, what is happening?
Just took his shoes off, man. Had no socks. Just
yeah. But yeah, good stuff all together there with that match.
Yeah, man. But the next match that we had that came about was actually another banger. I was actually pretty shocked. I did not. There's another one that kind of shocked me here, man. I really didn't expect to see Charlotte and Alexa Bliss win this one, man. But honestly, this was still another good match. Great spots. Love what they did. I'm hoping just to see what happens next for the Judgment Day now, since they lost the titles. You know, the funny thing was Liv Morgan, she tweeted on X and had put all shucks when she seen that Roxanne and Rocco had lost the title. So I'm curious as to see what happens now since Liv is talking about some all shucks. So I mean, it's so sad, man, thinking about it because I'm like, man, this is Liv's hometown. She out in her home state up in Jersey. I know the crowd went crazy for her tonight, man. But yeah, man, this was a banger. I really enjoyed this. But again, I'm still shocked that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss won these titles. So I'm only curious to see what they do with this and what's the storyline with it. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, it's worked, man. That pairing of Charlotte and what's my girl?
Alexa
Drawing a blank.
Bliss.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss. Thank you, Alexa Bliss. That pairing, when it first happened, I was thinking, look, man, I don't want to see Charlotte like come up off the back of Alexa Bliss, but it has worked. And it paid off for them yesterday with the championship wins and tag team championship wins. And I am curious to see again, like where this goes as far as when Liv Morgan comes back with the Judgment Day. They had all the gold. Now they'd lost the tag team championships. Roxanne was involved because there was her like step in replacement. She actually took the pin. So it's a lot there that you can kind of do with that once Liv Morgan returns. But as far as for Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, I like it. I like it for them. I like the energy that they have started to kind of build between those two ladies with the We're Not Friends, but yet they're winning together. Charlotte still has a little bit of her like I don't know how to say it, bully mentality. She grabbed
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss by the
Yeah,
braid
by the hair. I
yesterday.
was like, whoa,
Like, whoa, calm down.
what's
But
going on here?
it's their dynamic and it's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely happy to see another good match. I think I meant to say earlier for the Roman Reigns, Braun Breaker, Jey Uso, that match. I think that was like a B+ match for me. This match here, I give a B. I thought it was a good match and
Yeah.
had a couple of botches in there. It was okay, but I give it a B, and I think it's good as far as story for the Judgment Day, and I think it's also good for the story as far as Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, are concerned.
Yeah, yeah, man, I agree. I agree. Definitely B matches. But we gotta continue on this train, man, because man. All right, let's
Yeah.
hit that. This oh man, this one hurt my soul, man. This was another match that I thought was definitely a good match. I'd probably give it probably like an A minus, probably a B+. I'm really just kind of blown. I mean, this one really had me like you want to talk about when I get upset to see somebody lose, man. I was really just I was so upset to see Karrion lose this, man. But then, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about this last week with this whole thing with Karrion Cross's contract, coming up soon. It makes us wonder what's really next for him. And tonight, I mean, last night really showed. Well, maybe not much, And I don't want to say, maybe he's out of here, maybe he's getting released. I'm not saying that, but you just hyped this man up the way you did, had him win on Raw, you had him lose on the last PLE. You build up everything that was going on with him before on the last few Raws. Then you had him lose again on another PLE? Come on. Karrion Cross needed this one. I don't know, man. This is insane. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
I'm in agreement. I think the match itself I give it a good B+. I give it a B+. But I'm gonna knock it down actually because of the outcome or the finish of it. And I hate to do it that way, but the reason why I am doing it that way is because of the storytelling here and because of the lack of consistency. Like I don't know what they're trying to do and what they're trying to story they're trying to put forth with, and when it comes to Karrion Cross and Sami Zayn, because as I said before, like last week when they had their match in our last review, it's baffling to me that at the first pay-per-view at the Night of Champions, you had Sami Zayn win when I thought that would have been a time for Karrion Cross based on the story that you were building and doing to win. And then you had Karrion Kross win on Monday Night Raw after we just saw Sami Zayn beat him a few weeks prior at the Night of Champions. And then to come back here at SummerSlam and then for Sami to win at, when it seemed like you're okay, now you're trying to build the momentum for Karrion Kross up. I don't know. I don't think they really know exactly where they want to go. And I think we're seeing that, like that, this back and forth between, do we go the Karrion Kross route? Do we start to build Sami? Like, I don't know. And because of that confusion and because of that match outcome, I probably will go ahead and give it a C+. Just because I think, the story with this is just all over the place. There's no consistency, or at least some of the match outcomes, it just doesn't make sense. I think the booking is bad. I think the blow that it gave to Karrion Kross is bad. And maybe you're right. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that, WWE may not be planning to renew his contract. So why give him a win? Fine. At the same time, my argument to that would be, well, then why even start this whole thing with Sami? Let's put him in with something else to begin with. Because there was no point of having a SummerSlam spot taken up by Karrion Kross at this point if you don't plan to do anything with him and you're not going to renew his contract in the future. Because I don't think it helps his character and his story really get off the ground. Whatever, because it just seems like at the big pay-per-views and the big matches, he loses. So yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's
something to work on there.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch to work on, man. Definitely for sure.
Hey, Randall, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. He said it was awful.
It was awful. It was awful.
Hey, our really man Tyler's in here too. Tyler, what's up? Good to see you back.
What's going on, Ty? Okay.
Appreciate
all right,
you.
love to see y'all up in here, man. Good to see y'all watching and connecting with us. Man, let's go ahead and talk about this next match. I just don't feel like it didn't get better. And it didn't. Honestly, man, look, y'all know how I feel about this match. Look, this was one of those where I told y'all before, after Naomi had cashed in the Money in the Bank, I didn't feel like this really had any interest for me anymore. And honestly, this match was all right. It was all right. Okay. Yeah, GCW. I can see that. Definitely, I can see that. But yeah, man, this match wasn't nothing too crazy. I didn't feel like probably would give it a C. No excitement for me. That I just, and it wasn't a surprise that I was about to say Corey Jade, that Jade Cargill didn't win. It doesn't surprise me for that. But at the same time, they did what they were supposed to do, pulled off a match, tried to tell that story again. I'm looking forward to tonight. That's what I'm. Night 2 is the night that I'm looking forward to, honestly, because the night 1, hey, but hey, again, y'all did what y'all supposed to do. Hey, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on this. I was a little irritated by this thing too, and I give this match here probably a C+. It's a little confusing because I'm like, all right, so we went all the way to having Jade win the Queen of the Ring. We went all the way down that route, all the way down that path, getting all the way to SummerSlam to have her lose in the championship match. I would have rather seen Asuka then at that point. Go ahead and go over if you were going to do this. If you're going to, because now, I don't know if you knew Jade wasn't ready, because the reason why I'm assuming they went this route is because they just did not feel Jade is ready just yet to be ready to carry the weight of the championship for the women's division. And if that's going to be the case, right? Why not put her in the mid-card range? She could have been in that Becky, and what's her name, Lyra, and
Bailey,
like
and all that.
Bailey in that range with them, and give her, like I said, give her the chance to be a mid-card champion. See how she carries that and how she does with that, and to work her way up into the big championship
title,
picture.
Yeah,
and I think the seeds for this was started to be planted, like you said a while ago, when we saw Naomi cash in for the Raw championship. Because it was like, this doesn't make sense that she would cash in for this one, because all of the stories seem to be centering around Jade, Bianca, and her. But I think that they decided they were going to take this path or take this swerve a while ago. And that's why Naomi cashed in for, the other title on Raw. And then it just there, like you said, as soon as we saw that happen, I think the first review came back, you said, I no longer care about this match. And I think that was like really the sentiment around a lot of people was like, there's no real investment in this match anymore, because the whole thing was about if Jade could finally beat Tiff for the championship and see Naomi cash in, sort of like what we got later on that night.
Yep.
That's
Funny how
kind of
both
the
of those
whole
titles were the ones that got cashed in
that
on.
got cashed in on. And it was the mystique around all of that, and it was taken away. So really, after that, the match itself kind of lost, wind in its sails, and it really wasn't as interesting anymore, because it was like, well, Naomi's already used the Money in the Bank, and I don't really care to see a match between Jade and Tiff. And so it's just, I don't know. It's like a lot of things started falling apart, and I was just like, again, I don't want to say it's bad booking. Just because you win the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring doesn't mean you automatically will win the championship. That's not really the way I want. But it's just, I felt like the amount of time and effort that they were investing in Jade to really push her, you would have thought they were getting ready to go down the path of she was going to win the championship for the women's division and carry that brand on SmackDown. But again, plans change. I think the match itself was a C+. I still think Jade, she's improving, but of course she still needs to work. And I think if they can put her in a mid-card range and just let her continue to work, continue to have matches, and continue to build, I think in another year and a half or so, she probably will be ready to go ahead and step foot into that heavyweight championship, or excuse me, the women's championship realm. Because I really do think, like Tiffy, when she first won the championship, I don't think she was really ready for it, but she's kind of grown into that. Like, because I didn't think her and Charlotte's match at WrestleMania was that great. I didn't think her run going into that match as the women's champion was really that great. But it seems like once that happened with her and Charlotte, since then she's really kind of grown into, hey, I'm the women's champion. It's Tiffy time. That whole thing. And I think that's been great for her,
with
because
the briefcase.
With the brief, but she's also more prepared and a better in-ring wrestler at this point in time between her and Jade. So I mean, it works. And I'm actually, like I said, I'm actually happy for Tiffy, because I want her, she has this long reign. I think now it makes her the longest reigning women's champion of all time or something like that. So that's great for her. And I wonder how long they're going to carry this. So they carry into to WrestleMania next year. We're going to see. But I'm happy for her, because I do believe Tiffany has grown and has really like kind of started to come into her own, where the fans are really enjoying her, liking her as the champion. And I think that's cool.
Yeah, man. Another thing too, I think maybe even from some of the fan reaction, I think maybe they might have looked at Jade and maybe they said maybe that she's just not ready to be a champion yet. Maybe. Who knows? You know how they do in that back.
Yeah, and she's not, and that's okay. That's okay. I just think if you knew you were going to go down this route, I think better planning. Like I said, it would have been a better match probably with Tiffany and Asuka at that point in time.
Yeah.
But as far as Tiffany turning heel right now, I think she's just now getting over, Tyler. I think she's just now getting over as a face. So to turn her heel right now, to me personally, would be a little quick. But I do, E has said multiple times that Tiffy makes a better heel than a face.
Way better heel.
So, and so I kind of agree with the idea of what you're saying, Tyler, about like her being turning heel, because I want to see her in that run, because I do think I'm in agreement with E that she is a better heel than she is a face, because her character would be better her character is already more of like a brat. And so I can kind of see that being the thing for her. But for now, let her have her time as face, because she's kind of growing, had to grow into that. And as I think Triple H talked about on Unreal, I've only seen the first episode, and I still got more to go. It's much easier being a heel than it is to be a face. And because when you're being a heel, you could just be crappy. You don't have to sign. When it's
get that one.
So let her have her time. Let her see what it is like to be a heel. I mean, be a face, kind of grow into that, all that kind of stuff, and then you do the flip. And what he said, oh, he's still talking about Cross. Yeah, Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The support for Cross is crazy, and it's just, to me, I still can't wrap my head around why, creative and whatever management just will not. They just will not go down that path with carrying Cross, and to me,
I
I
don't
I
know,
really do
man.
believe it's a selfish thing of like, well, we didn't manufacture his popularity and his like fame or overness with the crowd, and so we really don't want to put like effort to it. It reminds me of what's my man name, Zach Ryder.
Oh yeah, Zack Ryder.
Like
Yep.
how he got over with the fans, and it's like they really didn't want to push him. And as we saw, he won the Intercontinental Championship and then lost it the next night.
The next
Whatever, but
night, man. That
yeah, yeah.
still kills me to
it's
this
it's
day,
it's one of
man.
those things. That's the only thing I can think is I don't understand how you can see this. You can see the fans are kind of really into, and you won't really go that route with him. You know who else it reminds me of real quick? I'm sorry, Bray
Yeah.
Wyatt. I thought they did the same
Yeah.
thing kind of to Bray Wyatt too, where Bray Wyatt was doing great work. And if you were a fan watching his stuff, like his little vignettes and stuff like that on Monday Night Raw, it was great work. But then they wouldn't really like he would win the championship, then you wouldn't see him like at all. Like and until it was
Yeah.
time for him to come on and lose the championship or I don't know. It was a
Stupid
weird
stuff.
way that they did, and then they even released him at some point in there, and it was like, why do you
Yeah.
release Bray Wyatt? Like, like he
You
is
were
a star.
somebody that y'all had in NXT and everything. Just do
Yeah,
like, come on.
yeah. It's a weird thing. I wish I knew more about it. Maybe if I watch the rest of Unreal, I can learn more about these things if they even address it. But
Nah,
sometimes
they
their
don't.
decisions and how they
Surprisingly.
do stuff, yeah, I don't understand it and can't really wrap my head around why they could do the things they do. But to move on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you good, man. It's sometimes. Oh gosh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, look, come on. I'm actually glad that this match was over. This was a match where I thought, actually wasn't bad. I will say
I'm
it
with you
was
there,
not
Tyler.
bad.
With you there.
Wasn't bad. Yeah, man. Definitely feeling on that one, Tyler, for real. Ah, man. So sad. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt, man.
Yep.
But yeah, man, this was actually not a bad match. I will say I did enjoy the spot to see Logan Paul hitting that frog splash across from the top rope all the way to the announce table. That was crazy. I will say Jelly Roll to take that spot. Hey, that's respect, man. That's respect. But that's about it. Not that. I mean, the match was still all right. I'll give it like a B minus, and really because of that top rope to the announce table spot. So yeah, man. Overall, it was solid. But yeah, I mean, to see Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre get the win, that actually shocked me. And for Logan to pin Jelly Roll, hey, cool. Didn't see that coming, but I'm all for it, man. At least we got that over with. Heartbreak Prince, what do you thoughts, man? What you think?
No, I mean, I think it was to be expected, man. I like we we really didn't expect a whole lot to come from this match, like Jelly
No.
Roll and all that. I mean, I think it was what it was. It was entertainment. It just sad it's at the expense of probably what could have been a good match between a Randy Orton and a Drew McIntyre by themselves, or even a Logan Paul and Randy Orton, or something of that nature. We included the Jelly Roll in it. Jelly Roll, I will say, I want to give him his credit. Um, he definitely put forth the effort. He did have a couple of spots that was really good. And for a guy that's not a wrestler, probably not in shape to be like not super athletic and in shape like a Logan Paul and the rest of the rest of the roster who do it every day for a living. He still didn't mail it in. It wasn't like it was just a lack of effort or anything like that there. So for that, I do want to give him credit because the spot that he took, the frog splash from the table, he took another frog splash from the top rope from Logan Paul to pin him. I was actually shocked to see that Logan Paul and Drew and them won. The reason being is because I expected, because of the fact that you have a star like Jelly Roll and it's Randy Orton, they would end up being the ones to get the victory in this one.
Yeah.
But I think it was at the same time, because it went that way, it made it a little better to me, because I'm like, Logan Paul is always in these matches and he's taking L's, each time in these big events like this. So it was kind of like, oh, Logan Paul actually did a finisher and actually got the win. So, hey, no problem. Good. glad this is over with, and then we move on to the next.
Yeah, man. We moved on to the next one because then after this, there wasn't nothing else after this one, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Look, we told y'all about this months
I hope
ago.
they do that. I hope so, Tyler. I think that's gonna be the best
Man,
way to kick off
yeah.
night two.
Yeah, man. I think they are gonna start it off with that TLC. I mean, we're gonna talk about that, Tyler. Give us a few minutes, and I promise you. Look, man, look, we told y'all about this months ago, okay? CM Punk, okay, winning the title and possibly getting cashed in on Seth. Come on. CM Punk had 5 minutes with the title. Made me think about Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 40. I said, dang, you got Drew McIntyre. This is insane. Wins the title. I mean, goes to a growth. Now, don't get me wrong. That match was physical. It was hard hitting. It was just brutal. Okay, great match overall. That was a great match. This made up for some of the stuff that lacked. And then, of course, the ending with Seth. Come on, man. Seth coming out and it was selling it with the crutches. Came out with the crutches, made it seem like, he was still injured. Turned around, drops the crutches, takes off the knee brace, runs down, grabs Jessica Carr, the referee, and starts beating the hell out of CM Punk. And cashed in his Money in the Bank contract and is now the new World Heavyweight Champion. We told y'all about this. We told y'all about this months ago when Seth won the freaking briefcase. We told y'all. This was a banger, though. This made up. I'm not mad about this at all. To see Seth with this now, I wonder, of course, somebody Seth and CM Punk for that title a little bit, a few times. Okay, cool, whatever. But what I want to see, who I want to see go for that title next, is my man. Yeah, LA Knight. Because you done had this story with Seth for a while now. So now it's time to bring LA Knight back. Come on now. Y'all need to do it. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
So the match itself, let me start there. Between Gunther and CM Punk. Great match. Thought you know that those two can go, so you know it's going to be a good match. So I give the match itself between them two a B+. But see, I have so many feels about this specific match here that just my range of emotion goes from like frustrated to annoyed to like happy to I can't really I just can't describe it because I was so many things that was going through my head. I'm like, all right, so Gunther beat Jey Uso and took the belt from him just to have a Saturday night's main event with the title line against Goldberg, and then you're gonna turn right around like another month later or a few weeks later, and then he loses the title to CM Punk. I'm like, well, they could have let Jey Uso carry the title into SummerSlam and had this same match with CM Punk. So it was like, it was a little bit of the frustration there. It was like, because what did we get from the second reign of Gunther? There was nothing there. Like, he just got the belt. He had a match against Goldberg, and now he's losing it to CM Punk. I'm like, this is terrible booking. Like, whatever. And then to do that, probably to try to sell seats for their Saturday main event, which, I mean, I'm just sorry. Nobody's buying tickets to see to see Goldberg versus Gunther. Like, that's not gonna. So I was a little annoyed by that because I'm like, all right, so Gunther lost the belt to CM Punk. But then at the same time, I'm like, man, CM Punk just won the championship. This is cool because we were saying at some point, I'm assuming he's going to win the championship. What kind of got it over for me, and I have to give WWE, kudos for this, was the fact that we had talked about, we didn't know whether the injury to Seth Rollins was real or fake. Now, I had fallen on the side of like, I think he was seriously injured. Like, he messed up his knee again. This is crazy. But Mr. Xclusive had said, hey, when we did the review after that show and after that match with with Seth Rollins and LA Knight, there was a rumor or there was something that had leaked out to say, look for an injury to Seth Rollins. So the fact that we got that injury was like in the back of my head, I kept the thought of like, this could be a work, but if this is a work, they better go all the way. And I truly got to give them credit because I believe they did. Like you always saw like any like social media post or whatever, he's on this crutches. So what you have to do for the next month, to make sure people believe, oh, I really injured myself.
Real kayfabe.
Real kayfabe. I mean, because you just don't get that anymore, like in wrestling, like talking about. So that's why I was so glad and happy and appreciative of it. And then when Seth comes out and he just, he's on his crutches, he's really selling it. He's got the leg wrapped up and he comes to laugh. And I was like, well, this is cool. They're trying to get Seth a moment because he injured himself right before SummerSlam, just so he can have an appearance at SummerSlam, really cool. But then when he turned around, he started creeping back and then he stopped and then he raised his arms and let the crutches fall. I said, oh my God, we got a healing from the Messiah. This is crazy. And then when he turned around and unstrapped himself, I said, what a blessing, what a blessing. And he took the briefcase and took off that. I said, what am I watching? What is happening right now? And my man took off running. I said, the knee is healed. I'm literally watching it healed. And he's taking off. He grabs the ref. I'm like, this is insane. This is crazy. Because at the same time, I was like, oh no, but I thought this would happen. We had talked about this before. And I said, I feel like a good match would be John Cena, CM Punk. CM Punk beats John Cena for the belt. But we know that Seth's been talking about saving wrestling. And the one person he does not want to have the belt outside of John Cena, who's trying to ruin wrestling, is CM Punk. And so, they did it with the Monday Night Raw, the heavyweight championship. And I loved it because it was like, Seth is always going to be a foil to CM Punk, no matter how you slice it. And my man ran down there with the briefcase, grabbed the ref, beat him with the briefcase, took the belt from him. After CM Punk got the championship, was down with the tears, and he was holding it. And I was like, oh, this is one of those times where they were really selling it. To see all of that go south, it was so many emotions in there that kind of overshadowed the frustration that I was having at first about the booking of Gunther winning the belt and Jay should have been, whatever, to like, okay, this is dope. This is y'all just kind of saved night one, sort of like they did with WrestleMania, where night one was not the greatest, but that ending match, the triple threat between Roman, CM, and Seth, the turn, the Paul Heyman, all between Roman's legs, like all of that was just cool. It was dope, and it kind of saved night one. And in this one here, the healing, the miracle in New York.
The miracle for the Messiah.
For the Messiah himself, the healing, the blessing. It was great stuff, man. And it's like this right here has layers. They can build on this. Like CM Punk, the way like he felt after this all happened for 5 minutes, he held the title, and the person he despises most, cashed in and took it with this whole, I'm injured, my knee, I'm on crutches, I can't do anything. Nobody ever expected it. This, like, I love when people hit on stories, when like WWE, AEW, whatever, like any promotion hit on great stories like this. The whole bait and switch, I love it, and that was dope. And like I said, I think that for me took night one from, I say C+ to B- night. I say B- night to me to give it a strong B. And I think that was good. And I think night two is probably the better night of the match cards. I think there's a lot more stuff that I'm invested in. Specifically, we talk about Cody and John Cena because I think tonight we're going to see the flip of Cody. I really do. It's just what I'm feeling. Man. I think he's going to go heel tonight. I don't know. But you still got Naomi and the rest of them. But that was great. That was great stuff. Loved it. I loved it for Seth. I'm glad that WWE was actually able to keep this under wraps the way they did. For those who did believe that he was seriously injured. I mean, I know there's probably people out there that believe there was a work or whatever, but even if you did, the fact that in his personal life, on any social media, whenever you saw him, he was on crutches with his leg wrapped up. That's pretty cool.
Boy, sold it, boy.
That my man sold it. That was pretty dope.
He did, yeah, man. That's all we kept saying. I said, I don't know. I was like, I just don't know. I was like, because remember we kept. I said, man, I just don't know if this is real or if this is a work. I said something about this. I just don't know.
Tyler trying to Tyler getting me say, Prince, you feeling like emotional feelings when you watch? he said the booking was lazy.
Hey,
I he said I think
hey.
it was a work injury. Okay, but what do you got here? I'm trying to catch up on it. He said Braun, he's hurt.
Oh
CM
no.
Punk, yeah,
It's
Braun, because I
not.
think Braun was seen like limping out of there.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know what
yeah, yeah.
happened
I
to him.
did see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
CM Punk is a nightmare for Seth Rollins, and I think Seth Rollins he
He's
saves
the
pro
same
wrestling.
for. Hey, he's the Monday Night Messiah. That's
He is the
where it
Monday
comes
Night
from.
Messiah. He is. He is. I got to give it to him. Like I
Uh,
said, I thought it was great work. I really
yeah,
did. And
man.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then apparently WWE they copyrighted the Vision, so apparently that is I'm pretty sure that is going to be the name now since it
Well,
is
called it here
complete.
first, guys. I don't know if y'all heard. Mr. Exclusive said a while ago. I believe the name's going to be The Vision. That
The
was like
Vision.
2 months ago or so.
2 months ago, we were saying it,
2 or 3
man.
months ago, maybe.
Yeah, man.
Bland, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Bland?
Hey, thanks for popping in.
Yeah, man. Oh man, well let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff we got for night two. I mean, honestly,
We got the
uh,
TLC match to lead it off, is what I'm thinking.
yeah, man. Look,
Yeah.
that TLC match. Come on, the Profits, the Wyatts. Okay, DIY. Come on,
This is
Ray
going to be good.
Phoenix and Andrade. This is
Yeah.
going to be insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And Profits
Insane.
well,
Come
right now
on.
they down, but
Yeah. I don't know. Some people are saying there might be a possible breakup between the Profits tonight. I was like, man, I don't
uh,
know. But look, if it does happen, look, we just know Ted's gonna get that singles push. That's all I'm saying, man.
yeah. Well, you've been calling for that for a while. He said Bland said what Seth did was better than the match.
Yeah,
I do. Like I said,
I
I really
agree.
do believe what he did, like really just took night one to like a different level. I do believe like that was probably the best thing that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say it enough. And so, hey, Ashley, how you doing? Thanks for joining
Hey,
us.
what's going on, Ashley?
She
Okay.
said they're giving Andrade
Andrade and
and Ray
Phoenix a
Phoenix
push.
a push.
See, and that wouldn't surprise me. But at this point, I feel like they just been a tag team that they threw together a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I see like if they get a title, man, like if they win those tag titles, I don't know how to feel about it. I'd be happy for Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like it's so many other. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love DIY. Don't want to see them win it. Love Motor City. Don't want to
Yeah.
see
Don't
them
see
win it
them
right
win.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I got to
Yeah.
see the profits with them. I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased.
Yeah. Ashley, you
The
need to come
profit.
on here and talk some wrestling with us because I know you got a lot of insight into wrestling. I keep trying to get her to come on here and actually
Yeah.
discuss wrestling with us.
Come
But yeah,
on. Come
but
on.
thanks for
No.
joining us in the chat. Hey, we'll take it. What's the name?
Yeah.
Small steps, baby steps, right? Gotta crawl before you can run. Or before you can walk. And then but yeah, no, Andrade and Ray Phoenix. I would not mind seeing them because I feel like for a while now the LWO, that whole thing, like anything with our luchadors and whatever, they've always kind of been like the backseat, like
Yeah.
we rarely see them win championships, carry belts and stuff like that. So I would not be upset. She said, sure, I'm gonna have to drag her kicking and screaming because we would love to have a female perspective on the show.
Yeah. Come on.
But so I would not be upset to see Andrade and Ray Phoenix win because they really haven't done much with Andrade since he's been back. And I would have thought like his second return to WWE, they would have done better with him than what they did the first time around because they gave him a great push in NXT. But
Yeah.
I've kind of just gotten to the mindset right now. If talk about this specific ladder match, that it's the belt is going to stay with the Wyatts. It's just a matter of how it's going to go down. I just can't see them going back to the Profits after they just lost the belts. This is again one of those booking moments where I keep saying I wish they should have let the Profits carry the titles into SummerSlam and they could have lost them then. To lose on a random SmackDown, just and then not have any rematch. It just is silly, but they have their reasons, I'm sure. It just sucks because I would love to see the Profits really be able to come out to a live huge PLE as your champions, since they did not get to do that for none of the previous pay-per-views because they won the titles before WrestleMania, weren't featured on WrestleMania or any of the other PLEs, then lost it right before the next big PLE. But at the end of the day,
terrible.
Let's just say the match that we have is going to be a banger. These TLC matches, especially when you're putting the Profits and DIY in the same ring, and then you throw in a Rey Fenix, who we know give perfect kicks and can walk the ropes like no other, and then an Andrade. Like, the level of execution of what is about to happen in this match is going to be insane. And I'm already hyped. Like, this is probably my second most want to see match of the night, right behind what's going to happen with Cody and Cena. Not because I think the match with Cody Cena is going to be anything great, just because I'm interested to see if they're going to go down the path of having Cody turn tonight. This is my second favorite match that I'm like, I have to see like what happens here. And so I'm looking forward to it. She said, obviously, I want the Profits to win, but I don't think they're going to give it. Yeah, and I'm with her.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree.
I would love for the Profits to get a win on like a big PLE. But again, I just don't see them going back to the Profits after. But Gunther just won the title and then lost it. So
anything can happen at that point.
Bland said, yeah, I didn't appreciate that either. It was disrespectful, to be honest. They may have had their reason, but they made a mistake. I'm in agreement. I really do. I just think that the Profits, they could have carried the belts into the PLE.
Yeah, I mean, and I just don't see why not. Like, just the aura that they're carrying, how the fans react to them every time they have a match. It's a banger. I don't see why you're not pushing more for that.
Yeah,
like, if you want to put asses in seats, that's how you do it. You got people that's going to do it.
Yeah. Again, this is why I told her she needs to come on the show because, again, spitting like facts. We've talked about this all the time. That they do not use the tag team division well at all, and it could be better. But again, maybe this right here tonight on PLE, SummerSlam Night 2, this PLE, seeing tag team action will kind of like maybe do something for the division. E says that all the time, how they need to kind of mix up the tag teams, like take some of them because everybody's on SmackDown.
And then just added Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown
and on
to the roster. Why are they on Raw? Like, what the heck?
He said Cody is going to turn. Let's hope they don't ruin botch it like they did Cena turn.
Oh yeah, my gosh.
I that's why I'm really looking forward to it because I want to see how it goes down. If it goes down tonight, like I'm hyping this up, and then it might just be a face and face. But I know we talk about old times. I know, but Vince did not like face versus face, and I can't say the same if that's the same thing for Triple H. But I'm assuming with his experience being in the WWE, he probably has a mindset like, look, you got to have a face, you got to have a villain, that type of thing. And what better way to have what you think is our two faces going at it, and then all of a sudden the quarterback, the main guy, turns heel on you. Which is great because he's the American Nightmare. And then you see him, turn into the Nightmare. Oh my gosh. On the second run as the champion, could be great work here. So
really could.
Tyler, he said, guys, Hog Wrestling pay-per-view on was Friday night show in New York, but Zillify 2, he's lost his title championship and he got a rematch with Bully Ray, and imagine that Zillify 2 show up. So
wouldn't surprise me.
We've been saying this for a while that Zilla is probably going to be coming to the main roster soon. It would not be surprising. Roman hinted that he was working with talent, some more Samoans during his time off at his last week when he talked to Paul Heyman when he made his appearance. I wonder if Zilla is one of them.
Then even Zilla's mom, she was on TikTok Live not too long ago, and she was saying, Zilla is going to WWE. Yes, it's Hassel. okay, Zilla, okay. Look, so if the mother says it, it's definitely happening. So it might happen. And then of course he was on Slammiversary a few weeks ago. So we know how that partnership works. So that could be a possibility. We could be seeing something like that. Yeah.
He said Vince probably didn't like exposing the business, but here we are. He 100% blame. 100%.
Honestly, and see the thing is though, I blame Netflix. I think in some ways, I feel like Netflix is the one that's
Part of the
the
contract.
like, yeah. I feel like they're the ones exposing the business. Like the first thing
Yeah.
you had was the Vince McMahon
It's the Vince McMahon
documentary.
documentary.
That shows so much already, just history that we know from wrestling. Whether it's the Bret
Yeah.
Hart situation, everything with Hogan, everything had with Benoit. Y'all
Yeah.
told of that. So
Yeah.
so the fact that you guys were the main platforms to do that, and then you do this,
Yeah.
I look at y'all a little sus.
Yeah. I got to finish watching. Like I said, I've only made it through the first episode, so I still got 4 more to go. And then we want to do an Unreal review on here. I know E's gotten through everything already and watched it, and he's already told me it wasn't bad. And that seemed to be the sentiment from most people I've heard from that has watched the whole thing. They've all said it was actually pretty decent. So
Yeah.
I'll get through it so that we can get our review done, because after watching the first episode, I'm like, there's some things I need to discuss. I would like to talk about here.
Yeah, man.
So then the next match I think we got is Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria.
Valkyria, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I want to see Becky just retain again. I think I'm really liking to see Becky as that champion. Don't get me wrong, I love Lyra, but I don't know, man.
Check it out, Tyler.
I think Becky's got it. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely check out that.
So
Unreal,
you think
man. It
Becky
was real
retains?
good.
You don't think we get a 2-time Intercontinental Champion right here?
I don't
now?
think so. Only because, well, then it's like I think about it. I was about to say, well, maybe because her title reign wasn't as long enough, but you say I won Gunther, so that could actually change.
But the booking is so all over the place. You don't know what to say.
You really don't.
Yeah.
You really don't. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I think Becky would retain just because of how she's been retaining the title. And I feel like they're trying to make this title reign mean something. So I feel like you can kind of tell a lot more stories with Becky. Not to say you can't do it with Lyra, but her being a baby face, it's like sometimes I feel like it is a little, it makes it harder if they're not a good baby face that can talk and do other stuff. Like Lyra, I love Lyra. I think she's got it all. I just think with her as a baby face, they can only go so many ways for her. And story wise, but you can do that with Becky, I feel like. So
yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, man? What you think?
I'm thinking Becky retains, but I think Becky Lynch plays a role in it. I'm sorry, Bailey plays a role in this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. Ashley said, Bailey should have been in this match. We talked about that 2 weeks ago when they made. I said, I really do think it should have been and I would have enjoyed a Bailey versus Becky Lynch match. I know you've seen them two go at it, and the focus has been around them for a while, those ladies for a while. So it's like you're trying to get new talent up and involved and all that kind of stuff. And so I can respect that, but make it a triple threat, because these ladies have all been having a feud and a story together. And it gave Bailey, since she missed WrestleMania, the chance to be on SummerSlam. But I do think Bailey will be on SummerSlam. I have a feeling she will involve herself in this some way, somehow. And I think it's going to be to the benefit of Becky. And then I think it may set up some matches between her and Lyra, and eventually leading to somebody facing Bailey for the Women's Intercontinental Championship in the future. That's my thought process. Could be completely wrong, but having Becky and Lyra, like I've said before, their chemistry together in the ring has been very good. And so these ladies have been putting on bangers, I want to say, since their second match. The first time they went toe-to-toe, I didn't think the match was like that great. It wasn't bad. I just didn't think it was that great. But their second and third match, great work. And I think they have chemistry. And I think so. I'm looking forward to a good match there as well. Bates, what up?
Hey,
we got
Bates?
One Night Only in the chat. What's up, Bates?
I know you were pissed off last night.
We
Bates.
appreciate it. If y'all talk Punk Seth, don't go back. But I was pissed last night. Punk couldn't even get.
It's okay. It's all right,
One Night
Bates.
Bates and 5-minute champ Rollins.
One night Bates for one night only, boy.
Yeah, I do believe what they did though there sets up something really special going forward here, rounding the corner. Because I think that story can be gold between Seth and CM Punk, because you could tell that it even in Unreal, just the first episode, like the way CM Punk discusses like Seth Rollins, it's like this. It's like this. Who do you think he is? Like he's the old me. Is kind of how he referred to him. Like he's who I used to be. Whatever. Like however that you want to say it. But it's just the way he discussed Seth Rollins and then they're set up to some of their matches and how that goes. And so part of me is like, they do a really good job of being able to understand, like, hey, whether they really do like each other, really do dislike each other or not. It's kind of hard to tell. But when they're in the ring together, they maintain their composure and can be professionals, because Seth really sells it about how much he really despises CM Punk. CM Punk is like, I don't know what his problem is, but it's more like a Triple H and CM Punk type of relationship. It's kind of how I want to see it, like how CM Punk despised Triple H, but Triple H tries to come off as like, he really didn't matter to me one way or the other. It was all his attitude and his thing that held him back. So that's kind of how it, like, CM Punk's like, look, Seth Rollins, it's all his attitude. I have no issues with him. It's him that has the issues with me and whatever. But I like how these two, the dynamic between these two, like, really plays out. And I feel like going into like next year's Rumble WrestleMania season, like, this can all come together for a good match with CM Punk.
I think it might be another triple threat. I think we're gonna see Roman.
But then you got the Roman Reigns, the big dog.
I feel like a part of me now, since seeing like Seth cashing in and winning that title, I feel like it's gonna be Roman, Seth, and CM Punk again at WrestleMania for the title.
Yes.
And I just always think about when him holding the chair, instead of him holding the chair, it's gonna be that title in the other hand.
Yeah.
And them just looking at him, and he's just, I'm like, oh my God. I think that's what I feel like. That's what we're kind of running it back to.
Yeah.
And
that match was a banger.
It was.
He said, I like Becky Lynch, should join Seth. I think Becky Lynch should join
that'd be all right.
Seth Rollins squad, which I do too. I think we mentioned that before. It'd be great if they did get a female in there, and it's Becky Lynch. I think she fits, her character right now would fit in that type of group or faction with Seth Rollins.
Tough, bro.
That would be good.
Tough.
That would be really good. She said Lyra isn't ready. Her mic skills need to improve. See, I don't know. See, I really think Lyra does okay. I mean, she got a heavy thick.
Sometimes she get a little cringe though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think I was saying it yesterday on the show. Like, when she was starting her promo, she did this little dance. I was like, "Yo, what?"
With her shoes. Yeah, that was a little cringe. She's like, "Look at my shoes, my high stompers, or something like my Becky stompers." Or
I said,
"Yikes!"
No, I said that. You don't start off with that. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, Tyler. Becky Lynch is heel. That's why she needs to join the Vision, if that's what they're going to be called. Because I think it would be great to have her in that group as well. Did you see Becky behind the scene talking about her post with Seth? I did not see that.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
She was one of the main ones posting them, and every time they would say, when we see him with Becky, he's injured. He's on his crutches. Yeah, he was selling it, boy. Hey, that
she said after he won. No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
No, I ain't see it. Okay. No, I ain't see it. We gotta check it out.
And it says, I think Seth Rollins and Roman are at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins versus Roman at WrestleMania is year. Any thoughts on it? So I think he's talking about this coming up. I do. We've been talking about that, but I'm kind of leaning to what we just talked about. You gotta have CM Punk involved in there, and you gotta run it back. And now the title is involved. Because the first time there was no title involved, it was a battle over who the wise man was going to be with, and then we saw that turn with the low blow heard round the world. That low blow was diabolical. But I do think them running it back and now having the title on the line means a lot, because then it's also like a story of like, okay, how does the wise man, or what is he called now? The Oracle. What does he do in this? Like, in this moment, now that the title is on, I think they have something here. But he said add CM Punk too. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good if they do that.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on real quick, because we got 20 minutes, so I want to try to get through it. So we got Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. That's your boy. I already know this is your moment. I know you love.
Yeah, man. The man with the magic boot, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie, man. I honestly, what's crazy, I still think Solo retains, though. I feel like Solo's still gonna retain somehow in this, man. Like, he still got the MFTs. He's still got Tonga. Granted, we still haven't seen Tonga come back, so that could possibly happen tonight. And maybe, maybe Zilla. I don't know. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
run out for Zilla, but I definitely think Tonga might be the one that might come into play tonight. And if he does, I'd be shocked if he doesn't side with Jacob, because if he doesn't, then we know he's going with Solo, man, and
He's
that'd
going
be
with Solo.
crazy.
He's going with the MFTs. I'm with you. I think Solo has been cooking. Yeah, Solo keep
Yep,
it. I
Bland.
think
Yep.
Solo has to keep it. I've been enjoying Solo as the United States champion. He has been carrying SmackDown for me for the last few weeks. Just all the different sides of him, like the humor side, like just some of the goofiness in him. There's something about him that is just endearing, and I've been enjoying watching him interact with Jacob and the rest of it, the Matt family tree. Like it's all been gold, and I think that has been dope. So I'd like to see him run with the U.S. Championship just a little bit longer, and before he moves on to whatever else is next. And then of course, if we're getting another person to add to the tree, let it be tonight. I would like to see who's next, because I do think Solo's building something here, and I think it's great. Solo is retaining, and Jimmy is going to help. I'm ready for the women's world title match tonight. That's the next thing we got to do. Well, no, we actually got one more. We got one more to discuss before we get to the women's, and that's Dominic Mysterio, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, versus AJ Styles, the phenomenal one.
Honestly, it can go either way for me with that one, honestly. But I think
I got you, Tyler.
I still think I feel that on that one.
Yeah.
But I still think Dirty Dom is gonna retain. I wouldn't be mad if AJ Styles wins it, of course, I wouldn't. But I still think Dirty Dom's gonna retain this. But either way, whoever wins, I'm good with it either way. I love AJ Styles, love Dirty Dom. He's the greatest Mysterio of all time, greatest Guerrero of all time. Come on. Why not?
I actually got AJ. I think AJ is gonna win the title tonight. I really do. I think the Judgment Day is getting ready to start going on a string of like losing belts from the faction.
Oh, yeah.
I got AJ for some reason tonight. I sad though, because I really don't think they gave Dom the run that he should have had. Like I wish, like I said, I can't tell if he was really injured, and that's why he hasn't really been featured on any of the main shows, Raw, like since really he won the belt. I think he had like the first 2 weeks after he won the belt, he was on the show, and after that he wasn't wrestling. He was like, "Oh, I'm injured. I can't
Yeah,
go."
the night of champions, because they didn't want to go, so then they wrote it in as an injury, and then
they wrote it as an injury. So it sucks, because like I thought he was cooking with the greatest Mysterio of all time thing, and now I think that's coming to an end, because I think you got to get the belt up off of him, because eventually I need for Finn Balor to break away from this Judgment Day and start achieving and attaining the greatness that he is, like the championships that he deserved. But I got AJ on this one. And now we get to Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky, the genius of the sky.
Honestly, man, I still think Naomi's retaining this, man. I want to see Naomi as a champion more. I love everything she's doing every week, every time she's in front of a camera. I mean, she's doing great work. I love the references, everything. I mean, it's gold for me, man. So, yeah, I think Naomi's retaining this tonight. I know this is going to be a banger, because the last time Rhea and Io was in a triple threat was with Bianca, and that was a banger of Mania. Yeah. So, I'm thinking it's going. I'm hoping. I know it's going to be the same thing with this one. What do you think?
I got 3 words. Proceed with caution. Moving on. That's what we got. And then finish it off. We got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. So that's the capper tonight.
That one, honestly, even with that one, I think Cody might take it tonight. He might take it.
It looked like you didn't want to say it. You were very hesitant to say it.
Yeah, because it's like I really don't know, and this is one of those I don't know, man. Like I feel like it might be a double turn from Cena, but then it might be a double turn from Cody. It's like we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see, because this one's gonna be a good one.
Yes, I think it goes back to the quarterback tonight, and I think it goes back in a diabolical way. And it's okay. It's okay, people. I think the
That wouldn't be
American
bad.
Nightmare will be born tonight. That's the feeling I have, and I'm interested to see what a heel Cody run. Since it seems like everybody's been dying for Cody to turn heel and be heel, including the final boss himself. I think they'll finally get their wish. Cody Rhodes goes heel tonight, and I think he wins the championship. Sad because Cena's heel run really wasn't the greatest heel run, like we probably were expecting. But his about face, like on SmackDown the other night, it loved it and hated it at the same time.
It's just good old towel.
But the year's coming down. It's winding down to the end, and we know he only has, like, at this point, probably single digits of appearances left. I think his last match will be in December. We're in August now, so it's about time for him to try to go out, in a good way, in a good memory. So he did his about face. He's back to the old Cena supposedly, unless there's a swerve tonight where he fooled all of us and act like he was turning into the old John Cena of old, only to remain a heel, which could be another swerve. We have to wait and see, but I think tonight is about Cody. I think Cody wins tonight, and we'll see how it goes down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see.
She's talking about what Mark Henry did.
That's crazy. That's insane.
WWE
I did see that.
Yeah, I can see that, and I can see that being the case. I really can.
I wouldn't be mad about that. The crowd, they pop on when they seen Dominic too, so that would make sense.
He is the greatest Mysterio, so why not?
Of all time. I mean, come on, stop playing with him. Oh man! But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social medias. Okay, y'all already know what this is, man. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we on that. TikTok, we on that as well. We appreciate all the love and support y'all give us, and always make sure y'all like and subscribe, because we're always going to keep on giving y'all that content the exclusive way. Come on, man. Y'all already know what this is. But as always, man, look, we talked about a lot of stuff that happened with SummerSlam. We know how SummerSlam went for night one, but night two is what we're waiting on right now. So we're about to go ahead and get ourselves ready, get ourselves started. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight, and we had the one man and the only man that can check you into the Heartbreak Hotel, and that's the Heartbreak Prince himself. Because we are the exclusive Knights, so we always make sure that we are the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. And to ensure that your nights will never be the same.
Is you is or is you ain't down with the Knights? 2 words for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
God. There's a healing.